could I have your attention, please? Can I have your attention, please? Is this a great day or what? You can't get any better winter than this, folks. It just doesn't get any better. Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about what we have in store for you today. First of all, I'd like to welcome the many parents and guests that we have with us today. This has been a sign-up assembly, and for those of you that aren't in Norman High School, what that means is it's a volunteer assembly, and as you can see, we have basically a sellout crowd, and that's encouraging. This has been, we get excited about everything. Just to recap, since we're almost at the end of the week, this has been our multicultural week, and it's nothing that we consciously set aside. However, it gives us an opportunity as a starting point to have all students aware of all cultural heritages, the different makeup of people and societies in this nation. We started off this week, we had a terrific jazz fusion group called Fantasy Inn earlier this week. How many of you were in on that assembly? They were great, weren't they? We currently have storytelling, the art of storytelling, going on in our library, and if you have not had the opportunity to do that and to attend some of those sessions, I encourage you to do so. We started that with Tasha Freeman even way back this year and are continuing with that. I encourage you to attend one of those sessions. If I can go on with the jazz group that we had, you know, being a music major myself before I went into administration, the art of jazz, I know, I'm not that old, gee. I'll wait. But the whole genre, or the art of jazz, has its roots firmly based right here within our nation, with a blend of African American blend, European blend, and it is a true music form that America can call its own. There aren't many things that America can call its own, but as you know, everything has a impetus or a root, a grounded basis, and that feeds right into today's assembly. First of all, we know that students who get involved tend to do better in school, and that involvement can take its place, as many of you know, whether it's on the court, on the field, on the mat, in the choir room, in the band room, or giving assemblies. And we have a group of students this year that has really taken a leadership role. We started this year with a cultural performance group, and with the assistance of Ms. Nero, one of our dear teachers, she is now sponsoring this, our very first annual Black Heritage Assembly. So without further ado, I'd like to turn it over to Christy and Tony, and they're going to take us from here on. Let's give them a warm welcome from Norman High School.
And I'm Tony Marbell. The African American students of Norman High proudly welcome you to the first Black History Assembly. Our theme is "The Chains Are Broken." We thank each and every one of you for being here today, and hope that you find this assembly enlightening, enjoyable, and a positive educational experience.
We march. We stand strong in the face of trouble. The 1941 and 1963 March on Washington and the Montgomery, Alabama boycott of 1955 symbolize how the chains of oppression were broken. Each step represents how the struggles blacks as a people have encountered and overcome during the past 300 years. The marches were a quest to eliminate a dreaded social injustice. The individuals link arms. They stand in unity to express the feelings of resentment on the part of each and every African American. We stand in unity, love, and strength to overcome the pain, frustrations, and obstacles that have plagued black people within this society. We strive to keep alive the true and living dream of Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr.
The dream is here. We are here to show a united force long ago has broken the chain. And made us what we are today. As educated black brothers and sisters, we have come a long way as acceptance in this world. And even though we still have a long ways to go to break that barrier of prejudice, we will prevail as equal human beings.
Africa, the motherland, has colors which represent its pain, joy, pride, and unity, which has strengthened the black nation as a whole and allows us to stand tall with our heads held high with dignity. The color red.
I am red. I represent the blood and the struggle that I have endured for the sake of my people.
The color black.
I'm proud of the black nation.
The color green.
I am the fruit of the land and the fullness thereof.
The color yellow.
I'm yellow. I represent the wealth and the riches that have been brought to black people.
And unity.
Red, black, green, yellow, all signify the coming together and the unity of our people.
Who played a profound part in building this land up to what it is today.
took it upon myself to live a lifelong struggle to wipe out the lynching, the racism, and all the sexism. I graduated from Oberlin University in 1884 and went on to get my master's degree in 1888. I also became an instructor at Wilberforce University when my father disinherited me. My father didn't believe in black women working at the time. In 1895, I was appointed to the Board of Education in Washington, D.C. as the first black woman to ever hold a position in the entire country. I also worked with white suffragette leaders such as Susan B. Anthony and Jane Addams, women who fought for the 19th Amendment to gain the right to vote. To improve working conditions and gain equal opportunity for black women, I helped organize an organization that helps black domestic workers, waitresses, nurses, and tobacco fiends. I am the founder of the NAACP. I am Mary Church Carrera, a black advocate from 1863 to 1954.
I grew up at a time when the American colonies were becoming more and more dissatisfied with the British rule. In 1776, the Declaration of Independence was written and everyone was talking about freedom, liberty, and equality. The home of Colonel John Ashley, where me and my sister were slaves, were no different. I served meals to the Ashley household and listened to the discussions and drew a few conclusions of my own. Many people did not feel that the new ideals about equality applied to the slaves, but I did. In 1781, I decided to take action. I left the Ashley household and refused to return. I approached a young lawyer by the name of Theodore and asked him to help me gain my freedom. I claimed that as a result of the American Revolution, slavery was illegal and that I should not have to return to the Ashley household. Everyone else agreed, including the jury. I am Elizabeth Freedom, 1742, 1829.
Born 1867, I was a woman who came from the cotton fields of the South. I promoted myself into the business of manufacturing hair goods and preparation. I have built my own factory on my own ground. I became America's first black woman millionaire. I am Madam C.J. Walker, cosmetics manufacturer and humanitarian.
I was born in 1753 in Africa. At the age of 8, I was kidnapped by slave traders and taken to Boston, Massachusetts, where I was bought by John Wheatley as a maid for his wife, Susanna. Though a small and frail child, I was very intelligent. I learned to read and write English very quickly. At the age of 14, I began writing poetry. My first work, an elegiac poem on the death of George Wheatfield, was well recognized. In 1772, at the age of 19, my health began to fail. I was freed and sent to England. While in England, I impressed several members of nobility with my works. My work is expressed to be proven that when blacks are given the opportunity, they are equal to whites both emotionally and physically. I am Phyllis Wheatley, 1753 to 1784.
Born November 9, 1731. I am a surveyor and a mathematician. I constructed the first clock built in the United States, and I believe that the color of the skin is in no way connected to the strength of the mind or intellectual power. I am Benjamin Bennett.
I was born in Dorchester, Maryland in 1821. When I was 15, I longed for and dreamed of the day that I would gain my freedom. At the age of 28, I escaped from slavery by joining the Underground Railroad. Since that time, I helped more than 3,000 slaves escape from slavery and gain their freedom. On my railroad, a train never ran off the track, nor did I ever lose a passenger. I am Harriet Tubman.
One day in December 1955, while returning home from work at the station, I, resident of College Park, was seated at a bus in Montgomery.
I'm Betsy Smith, blues singer, 1984 to 1937. I began singing at the age 9 on street corners collecting nickels and dimes. I was later known as Empress of the Blues. I am Betsy Smith.
February of 1831, there was a baptism of the Son. A man by the name of Nat Turner took it as a sign from God that he should lead a huge slave uprising. The uprising that led to the killing of 57 slaveholders swept up families on August 22, 1831. When word of the revolt reached authorities, hundreds of white men rode off in search of him. October 30, 1831, he was captured. 6 days later, he was hung. Nat Turner went to death with dignity and courage. Said that he would never be of any service to anyone as a slave. Nat Turner, 1800, 1831.
1895, in Cleveland, Ohio, I was the first black man to own my own car. This led to my invention of the three-way stoplight. Another one of my inventions was the gas mask that was used in World War I by thousands of U.S. soldiers. I am Garrett A. Morgan, 1875 to 1963.
Action. Self-reliance. The vision of self in the future has been the only meaning our person seen, and the only means in which they see the light of their freedom. I am a black nationalist, founder of the Universal Negro Improvement Association, with the intentions to make Africa a defender of all Negroes of the world. I am Marcus Garvey, believer of my nation. I was put in prison for 48 years. I'm a black lady, I'm a black person, the white minority of South Africa. These policies include uniting blacks to raise the vote and National Convention of Labor. In 1944, I joined African National Congress, a group opposed to the apartheid. In 1956, I was charged with treason and out-of-jail crime, but I was not found guilty of Nelson R. Mandela.
I have borne 13 children. I've seen them all most sold into slavery. And when I cried out my mother's grief, none but Jesus heard. My name is Isabella Buford. My name is Isabella Buford. I was raised in New York and I was a slave. I was sold into slavery 4 times. My last time sold into slavery was in 1826 when I escaped and this Quaker family helped me. And it was a year before slavery had ended in New York. Through my journeys in slavery, I sought Jesus. He helped me find my way. And then one day he came to me and he told me to get up and leave the city I was in. And when he told me this, he gave me the name Sojourner. When he gave me that name, I asked for another name and he gave me Truth. Because he told me I would go and speak the truth about slavery to those who did not know. And when I spoke the truth, they listened. And after that, I went on to Virginia, where I helped many of slaves be free. And when I did that, I still listened to God. And through God, that's how I found my way and found my freedom. I am an abolitionist and a women's rights leader. I am Sojourner Truth.
Some of my adventures are the egg incubator, the farm center. In 1886, I patented that machine, which combined the telephone and the telegraph. By 1887, I had a several more machines. One which the telegraph to moving trains, one which danger ahead. Few scientists could match my accomplishment. I modernized the transportation system in the United States and provided new use solutions. I am very new to it.
I am W.E.B. Du Bois. I believe in the Negro race, the beauty in its genius, the sweetness in its soul and strength. I am W.E.B. Du Bois.
I believe that education is the key to life. I am George Washington Carver.
I am a black nationalist, born May 19th, 1925. I'm a black speaker of black pride among Afro-Americans. Our struggle is no longer a black struggle, nor is it an American struggle. It is a struggle of humanity. I am Malcolm X.
A young black draftsman who illustrated the blueprints for Alexander Graham Bell's invention of the telephone. Lewis Howard Latimer.
And these are our black patrons who left out of the history books and have come to tell their story today and have remained unknown until now.
now a skit by Christy McDowell and LaShawn Mims, The Shadow.
So tired already. I'm a person who lives deep in the walls of America. I have felt the pressure of this society, the torment and the pain. Who are you? The shadow. My shadow? What's wrong? So many things I just don't know where to begin. I'm so tired of being criticized, talked about, told that I don't have the intellect or the capability to succeed. And it's all because of the color of my skin.
Why don't you talk to someone?
Who? Who can I talk to?
A friend.
A friend won't understand. A friend will not understand until they have walked a mile in my worn shoes. I walk around feeling as though everyone is looking at me, talking about me, prejudging me. And then they have the gall to call me that name. That name. And sometimes they say it right to my face. And it hurts. It cuts deep within my soul. And it causes me to doubt not just society, but the people around me. And it makes me feel so isolated. Like no one's there for me. I feel so set apart. And I hurt. I hurt so deep. And it's all because of the color of my skin.
And now a poem by Matt Lee, Freedom.
Freedom. Freedom will not come today, this year, nor ever through compromise and fear. Freedom. I have as much right as the other fellow has to stand on my own 2 feet and own the land. Freedom. I tire so of hearing people say, let things change. Tomorrow is another day. I don't need my freedom when I'm dead. We cannot live on tomorrow's bread. Freedom. Freedom is a strong seed planted in a great need. I live here too. I want freedom, just as you.
And now, we have an old gospel spiritual. Old gospel, black spiritual. By Malia Smith, LaShawn Mims, Nichelle Mosley, and Coretta Woodford. Wade in the water.
God's gonna trouble the water. The leader looks just like an evil eye. God's gonna trouble the water.
See that band all dressed in red.
God's gonna trouble the water.
Said it looks like the band that Moses led.
God's gonna trouble the water.
I said, now look over yonder, tell me what do you see?
God's gonna trouble the water.
I said, the Holy Spirit, oh, baby.
God's gonna trouble the water.
If you don't believe, I believe.
God's gonna trouble the water.
Just follow me down to Georgia Street.
God's gonna trouble the water.
Wade in the water.
Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
I said, wade in the water.
Wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
And now a speech from Quincy Allen, I Have a Dream, by Dr. Martin Luther King.
I say to you today, my friends, that in spite of the difficulties and frustrations of the moment, I still have a dream. It is a dream deeply rooted into the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day even the state of Mississippi, a desert state sweltering with the heat of injustice and oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream that one day the state of Alabama, whose governor's lips are presently dripping with the words of interposition and nullification, will be transformed into a situation where little black boys and black girls will join hands with little white boys and white girls and walk together as sisters and brothers. This will be the day when all of God's children will be able to join hands and sing with new meaning. My country, 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. When we let freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black man and white man, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, free at last, thank God Almighty we're free at last.
James Weldon Johnson, 1871 to 1938. Born in Jacksonville, Florida, the son of a head waiter and a cultured mother attached to music, drawing, and books. He finished his education at Atlanta University and then went on to teach in a small black school in Georgia. Later, he joined his musically gifted brother for a career in New York City's theatrical world. During his stay in Harlem, he wrote many lyrical hits to his brother's music and had the satisfaction of seeing the poem he had written for his Jacksonville school children eventually become known as the Black National Hymn. Lift every voice and sing. Now will you please rise, and with the papers in your hands, join us in the singing of Lift Every Voice and Sing.
Of this
We would like to give special thanks to Miss Sue Anglin for the stage setup and the helping with the putting up of the lights, and Ernestine Green, who was in the background doing the lights. We would also like to thank Mr. Ed Costa for giving us permission to have this assembly and for getting the article into the newspaper. We would also like to thank Mr. Nathan Nero for printing up the papers of the songs that which you have. We would like to thank Miss Eunice McDowell for writing the article which appeared in the paper. And we would like to thank you, students, staff, and all the parents who gave us an unprofound support through this whole thing. And we just thank you for being here today. And we have an extra special thanks in all our hearts and love go out to Miss Shirley Nero. Who showed a special amount of love and a lot, believe me, a lot of patience through these practices, and she was the backbone of getting everything together, and we just want to give her a big round of applause.